I'm just setting up. I literally just got here. In fact, wrong button. Here we go. I'm still setting up. I've literally finished work 8 and then running a little bit behind my plan. Just playing some different music to normal for now whilst I'm setting up my actual music. But I'm going to stop that now. I've got my actual music. So, right, hello Synapse and Mashed Potato Johnson, and also thank you Thor Odinson for becoming a member of my channel. That makes it up to 8 members of the channel, which means 2 more members. I need to double check, hang on. I think 6 members on the channel. I skipped 2 more. 8's the goal this month. 2 more, and then there'll be a stone pack giveaway for members on the giveaway day. So that'll be 2 stone packs this month. Right. So, my system is apparently blurry as by heaven for no reason. We need the other 2. Just bear with me. I'm just pulling the other 2 up, but seeing if they're going to work. Right, glass cannon. Everything's still mid-run. Yeah, let's not make it that big. That's because I'm going between screen resolutions. Try and click in the right place. At least this one's not blurry. My main tower's a little blurry, unfortunately. And then, will this one reconnect properly? Yeah, perfect. I could actually, I just realised, do that, and then if I pin that, then that kind of gets rid of that a little bit. Gets rid of some of the dead space. Everything's still running right now. I've just been doing, oh god, I just clicked the wrong things there. Oh well. I was just been doing some like farming runs to try and stay. I did join the Legends tournament at a better time, or what I was assuming would be about a better time. But looking at it, I will probably get 15th to 13th, depending on how well I do. And of course, I haven't even checked the people that haven't run. That one should be fine. Yeah, so we're looking 15th to 13th. But I might be doing a bit better. I might do a little bit better. I might do a little bit worse. My baby towers haven't entered. I'm usually I wait until the stream, but I just wanted to try and see if I could place in at a nicer bracket. Just because usually when I join now, the bracket's pretty tough. Just gonna have a look. Boogie, donk, donk, dong. Even I can't even read. Jesus. Pharaoh Ale. Just seeing if I have anyone that I recognise. Biffy. I do not recognise Biffy. Yamato and... No, so there's no names that I recognise. I did forget, because again, I was in a rush. At least I just need to turn it on, it's the correct one plugged in. Got to see my fashionable pyjama bottoms. I like to get comfy when I finish work, you know. I know this is technically also work, but hey. Right, so I should be dying soon, in theory, on my main. Unfortunately, there's not really much I can do to make this look better. I literally just restarted it and it's still blurry. Labs wise, my labs are all over the place. I could rush my defense to help me go a bit better, I guess. Chain Thunder would be useful, but I can't rush anything else. So I am working on my econ on 2 labs now. I'm back up to being able to do masteries. Massive win for me. Chain Thunder has gone up, so that's an extra 3% defense, which might help me out a bit. And then lab coin discount's gone up again. It is tempting to rush the defense, but also, like, if I manage to pull... If I can manage to pull 1 more away, that will help me much more than defense. But pulling it away, probably not going to happen. In fact, you know what? 1, 2. Could have pulled it with that. And then it was 156, wasn't it, actually? So I just messed up. 153. So we'll wait, because it should be close to death, I thought, but actually 3,800. Yeah, pick my brain. Go ahead, Synapse. Whilst we're waiting for at least one of these guys to die before I end the runs. I might just end all the runs now, so that we can do the tournaments. Also, that's another thing that I should really go over, so I'll quickly refresh this, see if it does change. The said Thor, yeah, so it is just Thor. I'll just go through my list of members quickly. So currently with memberships, we have QC Sando, Mashed Potato Johnson, Night Animal 3833, Renery 88, Ajek.T, and Thor Odin Son. I have to say Son weirdly because it's like John. Son. I could end this run early, to be fair. Why have I got like no? What just started? Is Chain Thunder getting that expensive? Chain Thunder would be no weapons, or is it? I know it's favorites, isn't it? 100 trillion. So why is it so? I've earned more than that from this run, haven't I? Know. I've earned more than that from this run. Why am I so low in coins? I'm Confucian. No idea. Right. Go back to that. I didn't even think. Is my music a little bit too? I'll drop the volume on the music a little bit. In fact, I'll drop it there. Bring it back up. There we go. That should be about right. Shall we just get into our farming into our tournament? Because there's a lot to sort out. So yeah, we'll just end these runs and go to the farming, I think. Unfortunately, that's just the state of play where we're at. I didn't plan it well enough. Exit, surrender. I wasn't far off beating my best there. And then exit battle, surrender. One of my labs has ended. Still haven't maxed out my standard perks, so I should really do that. Going to be saving up there. I think I put in landmine stun to mix things up a bit, and luckily I remembered that there. So my bounty, only go one more. I need to get this down to 100. Hey Dinos, how are you doing? I'm just getting everything sorted, ready to actually do my run. I'm just checking. So many things to do, it's not even funny. We'll leave landmine stun in, and then still doing terrible hit. In fact, right, so I need to pull modules on baby, EHP, pull cards on this one. Any card level ups? No card level ups. But we've at least got 80 cards done, so we can start saving up our cards and saving for the 250. Hello, Thor Odinson. I said thank you earlier, but again, thank you for paying for membership to my channel. I am going to be doing a lot of recording of videos tomorrow, so there'll be a lot up for people to watch before their actual release date. I bought everything that I need to buy. This one is not buying damage for meter because it doesn't need it, so It needs bonus, and then that's it. And then, yeah, so is this the right cards? Yeah, this is the right cards. I should really rename these resets. This one's ready. This one's got the right cards, and yeah, I want to go up to this because it should technically be better. And I bought a card, so let's have a quick look. Workshop upgrade. I'm not going to unlock it until I run into the tournament, but at least buy that. Then in the tournament, I'll get that at least. Right, so do I buy a few more modules and hope for OA, which will be a massive jump, or do I just rush my defense so that I at least have that 0.2 extra defense? Your golden trio is at 100 seconds. You have legendary G comp. When do you recommend I go for perma black hole? Right now I have been upping my black hole duration at 27 seconds. I mean, now is the time to go for perma black hole when you're at 100 seconds for the trio anyway. I think perma black hole is very much better sooner rather than later. You know what? Fuck it. I want everything that I can to be as high. At least that's guaranteed, right? If I was to spend it on the modules, I may not have pulled the module. So I need to change my modules up because I'm on perma golden tower and perma black hole right now. I had tried it out a little while ago and it wasn't worth it, but then I realized my econ's in the trash. So it's actually been pretty worth it whilst my econ's been in the trash. Building it back up that way. So I need to basically mess around with all of these. So today I actually need G-Comp in my main, I believe, because of the cooldowns. So I'll equip this as an assist and G-Comp as my main, which means I probably won't get as many waves actually as I was thinking. And then Dimcore for the extra hits for that. And then we need Primordial as our primary. I mean, maybe this might be a little bit better, but I've not got perma Poison Swamp just yet, have I? Hey, AGR Winter. Just trying to figure out what else to throw in here. These are fine, that's fine, they're fine. Change to my push cards. I think everything's right on here. So let's see. That's everything ready on all of them. Let's go. Claim. First option, head towards Ultimate Weapon Plus and Golden Tower Plus, which would be for 5,400 stones just to get to Ultimate Weapon Plus. I mean, it is worth it. It's a drag, but it's a good option. I don't know what the other options are. I mean, I've just changed my plans again because I was planning on going all out towards tournaments, but I'm going to go on my econ instead. Second option, to put all that same amount of stones into Chronofield, getting into a good spot. Again, very good option. Yeah, I used my first one, so that's fine. Claim battle. Right, running 3 tournaments at once because that's how we play. Why did I just go up to 10? I've got the wrong thing equipped, haven't I? Oh no, I figured I'm gonna just go for it, aren't I? I'm gonna try and make them a bit faster. I panicked there, but then I realised it was actually I was gonna try it out, see how it goes. So what is my defense at the moment? 77.86, so I do need to push it up a bit still. Well, that 0.2 will actually make good difference there, I guess, with 77. So, I forgot to double check. So we've got armored enemies, don't really care about that. More enemies, that's alright. Ultimate weapon durations, yeah. Basic ultimate, that's going to be our killer. Mass enforcement, skip delay. Okay, so we're just going to have more bosses, which is going to be a bit of an annoyance. And then your third option, card masteries. Right now I make about 250 trillion a day, but that is growing fast. And RCPM would be huge since my modules are only at 120 right now. That third option I would say no to until you have Golden Tower Plus, because Golden Tower Plus is actually very important for progressing your masteries. I mean, maybe unlock RCPM, like just unlock, not actually leveling it up, because that's only like the one cost, right? It's much cheaper than, I would say, option 3 to unlock RCPM only, and then option 1 for GT Plus. In the time it takes me to get 5,000 4 stones, I can maybe make some decent progress to get some more of the labs done. That's the thing, that's what I was thinking, right? So if you do RPCM, just that one flat out, get that, and then focus on getting your GT Plus. Hello, Gail. How are you doing? I'm just double checking if I missed any. No, perfect. Almost clicked on the wrong thing because 3 towers. Oh, yeah, I can. I'll say use these. I don't want to use those 2 yet. In theory, I should be good for a while. So that's why like, the reason I'm dying at the moment is due to my health regen and not down to my health. So I figured I can use the health, like, I can use True Sprint to get through those first 100 waves quicker. Yeah, I sacrifice a little bit of health build up from Death Wave, but at least I can basically get through the first 100 waves quicker. Just means that if I'm making my tournament run doesn't last as long, and I'm not really sacrificing anything. If I die because of my health, like if I die in 1 hit, then maybe I'll reconsider and change that card out. Yeah, I'd say GT Plus over. Econ is king at the end of the day. You're doing good. So my latest video on Glass Cannon and EHP. Congrats on Death Wave on EHP and for getting 90 waves on T. And thank you. Yeah, so Death Wave's been really useful on my EHP. It's made some vast jumps in its progress. So, oh yeah, remembered. I can quickly just grab this. Yeah, so I can get that. Okay. And then, ooh, I pressed the wrong button. Shush. It's still not enough. End shot. Plus these are still, I think that's building up. You stuck at wave 40 on T1, free to play using Glass Cannon. On tier 1, Glass Cannon on tier 1 is ridiculous. I'm assuming you started a new tower because, like, the amount of time that you've been playing, you should be much further, unless you meant tier 11. Glass Cannon is definitely very much an RNG thing. I'll grab that as well. And in fact, it is going to make a difference, but it won't make a difference for the tournament. I need to sync all my econ. But yeah, what I was saying is the extra health from having Death Wave, cleared tier 2, and made a big jump up on tier 3, I believe. Definitely got some extra milestones, which was great. Like, my glass cannon is honestly not great. I'm gonna have to put these back down to 1.5 because they've not been able to stick with 2. I've literally just been sticking to simple things that I've been getting. I mean, shock multiplier obviously isn't simple, but it's been low speed, damage, attack speed typically, and that. So it's literally just sticking to the core elements. Like, I've been trying to get a dim core, which would massively increase my progress, but it's just not been dropping. In fact, I'm probably going to start pulling for dim core again. I was going to save up for my next card, so that I could get like a 12th card slot, but I think I might try and get dim core again. It's been the bane of my glass cannon. In fact, just because I can. Oh. Oh well. Yeah, I was looking at optimal like levels for getting the most health out of my build, and it's quite funny. So like because it was something Bonsai was mentioning earlier. So like there's actually calculators to tell you. I just clicked on the wrong thing. Oh well. Fine, this is almost max now, isn't it? Yeah, 10 levels. I probably wouldn't have been able to have enough to spend on it anyway. Yeah, so basically it was literally saying that I would be better having this at level 130. So yeah, calculator. I would love to have it at 130 to have the most health possible, but I can't do 130. That's literally impossible for me to get that 130. I mean, I don't think I can go far enough back because you can only go 150 back. Yeah, I've got a few, right? So we've got definitely Sharp Fortitude, Galaxy Compressor, Shrink Ray. Like, I've been getting quite a few, but unfortunately, just not the right one. I mean, my MVN is 1 star off max, 3 star. I think 3. Yeah, I think all of these are 3 star. That's 2 star. So, and there's 2 stars after that. So like, it's a struggle. I just need one more OA, and OA is literally my one module that's just not going to drop, isn't it? I always thought it was Sharp Fortitude, but I was wrong. It's always the one that you need, basically, that just doesn't drop. JP changed his name to... I don't know how many people know this, right? But I'm assuming Winter will know. So JP changed his name to Fuds version 28 when, and then he got into the same bracket as Fuds. It was just like, that's perfect. Chances are minute for that. Or was it when version 28? One way around of that. Anyway, but yeah, basically he was just asking Fuds when on this like account name, and then got into Fuds bracket, which like he changed it before getting into Fuds bracket, which is what's funny. I don't think you can actually change whilst you're in tournament, can you? Pretty sure it locks your name. Yeah. Hello, Nicholas. How are you doing? So, currently 23rd. Got a way to go. hoping to do pretty well with this. I really need to stop slouching. I also need to drink. I don't know why it always says experiencing interruptions when, like, it changes video. Like, of course I'm experiencing interruptions, changing video. I can see why, though, to be fair, Shaggy. Because the way its brain works, it doesn't look at whole words. I'm just going to say it's its brain that's causing it, right? I like clicking on this, but it does nothing. Yeah, I was planning on getting my Chain Lightning up to 0.5, like Chain Lightning Plus. Well, say basically just doing 50% of the health. That was my plan, but I've got a new plan for my stones, and I'm going to stick to this plan, I think, because it's a great plan. And it's going to be costly anyway. Because I'm making it so that my perma black hole, so like my perma build for perma black hole and glass cannon, golden tower is the way that I'm going to farm from now on. I'm basically going to, since I've already got perma golden tower, I'm going to basically just pull death wave down to 50 seconds. It's not cheap. Actually, 60 seconds is what I worked it out to be, because then when it gets to 60 seconds, I can take my G-comp off for my farming again. Exactly. That's why I was saying I can see why it thinks it shouldn't be allowed. But Shaggy isn't a bad word. But then I can kind of understand, right? Because there's plenty of words that have bad words in them, and then people would use that word just to have the bad word in. I kind of understand both sides of it. I think I need to change this. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but I'll change it just in case this is thing. But yeah, going back to what you were saying, Synapse, like Chronofield is good, but have you finished the lab on it? Like, if you haven't finished the lab, you want to wait on that anyway. Yeah, definitely the problem I'm going to have here is the additional bosses. That is the one downside I have to the battle conditions. Both of those are overlapping, I've just realised. The Poison Swamp's stopping them, and then they're getting hit by my energy net whilst they're stopped by Poison Swamp. By the time you get the 17, that's good. Glass Cannon should always use Intro Sprint. There is no downside to Intro Sprint for Glass Cannon. Well, a slight one, but generally Intro Sprint's worth using. The only time Intro Sprint really isn't worth using for Glass Cannon is if the bosses are hitting your tower whilst Intro Sprint's on. I believe it... Oh no, yeah, it doesn't disable it unless it kills your tower. So if it's using like your energy shield charge with Intro Sprint on, then you don't want Intro Sprint on because you want that buffer between bosses to recharge. But it's actually a cheese method to use Intro Sprint anyway. Like it can force your progress. Do you think Intro Sprint on tier 1? Maybe it's not worth using on tier 1, I just realised. What is going on here? Protectors galore. Also, what's going on with... Can I get a better quality? This one's already good quality, I don't want to change. This one's supposed to be on 1080p, it definitely isn't. You only make about 250 stones per week. Yeah, it's slow progress with stones. We really need more ways to get them. I mean, what am I making per week? I haven't even looked. Well, I guess it's times 2, isn't it? I was going to say, what do I get per tournament? So I'm getting 250. I'm getting 500 per week, which makes a difference. So you're using interest sprint to force progress. I mean, I think one downside with interest sprint is you're probably getting less coins, but then you progress. I think you're getting less coins, aren't you? Because you're using interest sprint is the only downside. Might be worth trying it without interest sprint just to see if your damage is higher when you get to that point, because I'm pretty sure interest sprint doesn't give you the right amount of cash, does it? Odds. Could have probably checked on one of the others. Yeah, I know. No coins are earned, so that's one massive downside of interest sprint. You do still get your cash though. Beware you sacrificing coins using interest sprint if you're not getting to the point afterwards. So sorry, Nicholas, you did ask. Might you asked what the requirements are for Evolve Your Tower? So for my Evolve Your Tower series, the only requirement is to message me. Literally anyone that sends the information, I will review the tower for. So you can either message me on Discord. My Discord server is linked in the description. I am gonna look at setting up a place there for people to submit them on the server to make it a little bit easier. But also you can just reach out to me directly from there. Or you can email it to shadowsaber@proton.me. That is the email address that I set up for that directly when someone asked if they could send it over via email instead. So there's no real requirements. Like I would happily review someone's tower like 2 days in a row. There wouldn't be much change, but if they sent the stuff over and wanted it. But ad-free, the only way I can speed this up at this point would be buying a second lab, more game speed, or 2 to 3 times coins. So definitely look at getting more labs. Obviously, if you're planning on playing the Glass Cannon Tower for any period of time, labs are massively important. Get them as quickly as you can. And then obviously the game speed is important. I wouldn't even say that you need to get the coins. Yeah, just by all means reach out to me. If you, I'm not gonna say like there's any rush. If you can't, it's fine. But if you can get the stuff to me before like midday tomorrow, and when I say midday, I mean midday my time. So that would give you like 16 hours time. Well, 15 and a half hours, sorry. If you can get it to me within 15 and a half hours, I will actually be able to record it tomorrow. So you wouldn't be waiting around for it for too long. But if you can't, that's fine. I can review it another day. Slouching in. I just clicked the wrong thing. But oh well. This tower always runs like forever. Made a comic about a cartoon grandpa arguing with his sibling. Okay. I feel like I need to ask the AI music people in the tower community to make me like tower songs. But there would have to be in like this lo-fi sort of like aesthetic. Like, happy to have lyrics over it, but just like I like my chill music. not gonna lie, I've been so tempted to buy stone packs this month, like more so than usual. I'm doing my best not to give in to the urge to buy stone packs because, like, can't check it mid-run actually, but basically I need 7 stone packs worth. I think no, 6 stones pack worth of stones to achieve my plan, and then go back to my original plan. So it's like I can only buy 3. I know that for a fact. Like, sure, I can't get there, but getting there quicker would be nice. But I'm just gonna have to save my money. I'm buying 1, possibly 2 stone packs. Like, I'm very close to doing 2 stone pack giveaway already at the end of the month. So buying extra stone packs for myself is not really in the cards. An Echo device told me glass cannon is better for the tower, so that's why I chose glass cannon. Oh my god, this time I did terrible on this one. This one always does terrible. To be fair, I didn't even work into my health. I was still on my other bits, but good to know. We'll probably end up very low, but as I said, this one always does. We'll just set this up for... In fact, you know what? I'm going to set this one up for an overnight run. Just make sure that everything's onto the correct ones. Can I... Yeah, I can level that up twice. Ooh. That would actually be helpful in theory. Oh, that's going down now. So... Yeah, that's at maxes. Can I... Oh no, yeah, because it's Singularity Harness, it's an actual named one. Like, I think my fetch is pretty much not even getting what I need. Can't afford to upgrade it at the moment. Summon. Again, that's also ridiculously expensive, so don't worry about that for now. I'll just set this off. Said it was better than EHP. The comment would make any EHP jealous. Right, so yes, glass cannon is better than EHP. However, that is the simplified answer. There's actually a very long explanation to this. So EHP is actually better to start off with. Like, tier 1 is a piece of... I'll just say it's very easy. I'll change what I was going to say. Tier 1 is so easy with EHP, like, just flies through it. But after tier 1, glass cannon starts to pick up, and then late game it's like not even comparable. EHP is nowhere near as good as glass cannon. However, that's because everyone moves over to glass cannon, and glass cannon shows promise better, like sooner than EHP. Like, I'm getting keys now with my EHP build, so EHP can't be that bad, right? Glass cannon, you get there quicker, so I'm not saying EHP is as good as glass cannon. No, it's not, simply. But I like to be EHP because I find it more fun than glass cannon. I'm not about min-maxing, I'm about enjoying. I mean, technically I am min-maxing my EHP, but I'm doing that because I enjoy EHP over glass cannon. So it's... So, yeah, the thing is, once you get traction with glass cannon, like, it starts to fly, it gets better and better. Like, it's the biggest problem I had when I started my new glass cannon tower. I spent weeks on tier 1 with my glass cannon. It was horrible. But then once I managed to get past tier 1, it just flew. Like, it just annihilated the first 100 waves up to, I think, tier 11 pretty quickly. Whereas it was kind of the opposite with my EHP. Like, it was steady progress. Like, I remember with my glass cannon, I think I made 3 update videos because I was doing an update whenever I got to the next tier. I think I did 3 back to back because it just cleared 100 waves, cleared 100 waves, cleared 100 waves. Like, it gets really OP really quickly in comparison. Yes, that's the thing. There's more multipliers, so the more multipliers you get for it, the better it gets. I mean, the new build that's been found, as it were, just takes glass cannon to another level. Like the inner landmine plus infinite scaling for damage. I mean, it's with a caveat. There's infinite scaling as long as you're not getting hit, technically. Or your landmine doesn't get hit. Because the inner landmine basically gets a damage multiplier per second that it's alive. So the longer you have the inner landmine there, the more damage it's going to cause. So obviously the bigger radius you have on your landmine explosions, the longer there'll be a gen, therefore the more damage they can deal. A technical infinite scaling with a caveat, as long as you've got the crowd control for it to be, basically. Right, I'm starting to take proper damage. Which, it's a bit earlier than I would have liked. And it is most likely down to the way around I've got. In fact, let's have a look. I want to know. It's only at 5 seconds. Yeah, the thing is, looking at Bonzo's idea. I mean, it's not Bonzo's idea. He did credit the actual person. That inner landmine strategy looks like it could be one of the best strategies in the game. It's just got the heavy caveat of you need to, like, yes, it's technically cheaper to go into inner landmine than other strategies, but it's also like there's luck aspects to how well that build's gonna work. And it has to be a CC heavy one, so Chronofield, the amount that you're gonna have to dump into that to buy you more time for your landmines. There's just many caveats with it. Like, it will be good, but it's not as cheap as it looks on surface value. How's my health doing as well? We're at 6.4, so the interest rate really didn't affect us that much. My problem is, how are we doing right now? We're at 17th. I need 481 ideally. I mean, ideally I want 500 to 600. Yeah, I want 550 ideally. But it's not looking promising. I will have potentially another run after this. The only change that I'd do with the extra run is potentially swap these two around, because I think I will actually be okay. Depends on the heat up. I've got to keep an eye on the heat up. So it is 6 seconds now. Basically, if it goes to like 8 seconds, then it's not viable. Change them over. Keep slouching. Don't see that boss's health. Yeah, by all means, Synapse. If you've got the time, send it across. I'm planning on making like at least 6 videos tomorrow, so by all means, if you want more time, hey, I'm easy at the end of the day. As long as you get it sent over before 30th of April. So plenty of time. If you send it after the 30th of April, you'll be waiting 3 weeks. I think I've only managed to watch Bonsai's live stream so far. I didn't even check to see who's live streaming. This is just, I'm live streaming this time full stop. If I clash with one of the others, so be it. This is only the real time that works for me, unfortunately. Might as well. My income just upped, so I'm finally making real progress. But an extra set of eyes, get that invested will seem good. I mean, by all means, as I said, you can wait a week or two if that's what you prefer. Just don't wait too long, is what I'm saying. Don't wait a month or two. Yeah, if you want to wait a week or two just to see how your tower plays out, like if you've got a good idea what you want to spend it in for now, that's fine. I mean, I might not be able to suggest anything better than what you're planning. But as I said, second set of eyes, right? Yeah, just send it directly to me on Discord. It's how a lot of people do it. So you can either send screenshots or send me. So screenshots, effective path sheets if you've got that filled out. That saves me a lot of time if you've got that filled out, because that kind of gives you suggestions already. But like, I'll just give my suggestions over the top of that. And then the other option is also Rend. No one's done that yet, but if you use Project Rend, if you've got all the details there, that would be amazing. I need to update my Rend as well, actually. Oh shit, I'm about to die. There's nothing to do at the moment anyway, because you want to save these two for later. So what I'm going to do is I am going to slow down the game. Let's have a look. So we're talking 10 more waves for 15. I mean, yeah, pics of the EHP sheets, easy enough. Or you can actually share the sheet with me. I wouldn't edit anything on the sheet. I'll just look at it, the main sheet. But yeah, screenshots is actually a good way of doing it. Yeah, I can always look at effective paths. Like, it's easy enough. But you can just do screenshots of it, or send the actual. Oh my god, it's being so mean to me right now. Oh my god, stop being so mean. What is with 4 bosses at once? Yeah, so you can just send screenshots. It's much easier. Pretty sure I'll have to ask for access to view your sheet, but it's pretty straightforward. You literally just accept, and then I can view it. But I wouldn't make any changes. As I said, you can set it up so that I can't make any changes. Oh my good god. Can I... Jesus Christ. Right, I'm going to have to slow this down. Why do I not have... I just realised I don't have my... Oh, because I put interest rate on instead. This is being brutal. No! Fuck my life. I'm gonna have to run again. But I think I am going to swap these two over. That's the wrong one. Equip primary, yes. Equip assist, yes. Equip primary, yeah. Looking for defense. Defense is the only thing that I actually want here. So I will re-roll actually because I saw defense come. In fact, put epic on as well. Defense percentage of epic's already come up, but I know I could untick things, but I kind of want right. So we'll use this as new. Doesn't give me much anyway, but reroll effect. Let's take off. I know I'll be it's only going to give me an extra percent, and I'm chewing for these anyway, so whatever I get the next one, I'll stop at when I get it. Or no, this is going to chew up too much. I'm going to stop now. X that previous. At least I've got a little extra defense percentage. 3 times. I technically didn't buy it. Just double checking what I have. Yeah, I only have disable lads. So my multiplier, I've got 1.5 from there, 1.4 from cards, 1.12 from modules, and theme 1.162 and relic bonus 1.09, which works out perfectly at 3 times, conveniently. It just fluke that. Just trying to decide what to do here. Would chain lightning be a good? Trying to figure out what's gonna help me here. And what would really help is having this higher. That's not going to help me anymore, is it? That's damage and chain lightning stuff. If I had enough to get that extra substat or multiplier. Come on. That was away. That would have been beautiful. Yeah, we're just going to have to... Oh. 10 gems it is. I just clicked enemy attack level skips on there and again accidentally. I'm so annoyed. Like, there's no way I couldn't rerun. Again, I forgot to put energy shield back on to give me that little buffer to give me more time. I mean, what's my defense up to now as well? 77.94, so that has gone up a little bit. May make that one hit difference. I mean, that's another thing that I'm tempted to get as well. I am tempted to not break things. I am tempted to take that little dip to spend 1,000 to get extra 0.7% defense. It'll help me out. If you think about it mathematically, right? 0.7 is currently 10% pretty much damage reduction. 1%. Learn to math. Jesus Christ. No wonder I failed at getting to key today. 1% damage reduction for 1,000 keys. Is that worth it? In fact, hang on. Time for a little bit of mathematics. Just because I'm being lazy. So... why does it not have it here? So by 22 points. 3% damage buff. %3 damage reduction, and then you could level it up. And hang on, 22.06 minus 0.7. So that would still be a 3% damage reduction. It's a little bit higher. Thinking, is it worth it? Because that would push my tournaments up. But then I've still got health regen to max out mastery wise. I think, yeah, we'll see. Still got masteries to be finishing for now. So I've still got my health regen mastery and my second wind mastery to max out. I'm getting to the point where I can look to be potentially... I mean, I am pushing my econ right now, so I'm going to have one econ. Then if I can afford to have the other one going whilst my econ's going, then maybe. But I'm going to be doing econ masteries first, and then second wind and tournament ones after. My goal is to get it up to having 2 masteries going at once, like I had before. But I don't know. Do I sacrifice keys for now, knowing that I will get back to them soon? To get more masteries going? But that's the thing, I'm not just sacrificing keys, am I? Right? Because I would also be sacrificing 50 stones a week plus. I could potentially be getting knocked out of Legends if I was to respec to get my econ back. I mean, what am I doing right now? I'm basically getting as much damage reduction as I can anyway. Yeah, I'll just stick as is for now. No matter what I do, I'm like finding some sort of way to slouch. This is 2 liters, by the way. I am giant. I am Goliath. No, I'm not a Goliath. Goliath is like 7 foot. 7 to 8 foot, isn't it, for Goliaths? Yeah, we're at 6 out of 8. I haven't worked out how this revenue works from members. It's so backwards. I can see the analytics on it. Okay, maybe it'll make sense. It doesn't make sense. My first member, I got 156. Then I got 152. Then £1.12. Then 93. Then 86. Why do I get less percentage per member? What's the situation with that? Is there a way to... It's so weird how I get less money per membership, considering the memberships cost the same every single time. I'm going to move back to pushing my damage. I could probably afford to keep doing my enemy health level skips, but I think I'll just move over to damage at this point. How's this one doing anyway? I mean, it is 3rd at the moment, but everyone's probably still running. There's 3 that haven't even run. I'm going to double check as well, actually. X that. To check on my stream, everything running properly. Analytics. Nice. Got 3 likes. Thank you, folks. I get a lot of my likes on my streams like afterwards. Why am I so far to that? That's a bit better. No, it shows off the door and that, but me being like so far to the side is so weird. It should be more central. Not fully central. Don't want to take too much stuff off, but you know. I really need to get a haircut. Getting a bit too long. I like it like Geralt length. Like Geralt from the games, not from this series. Yeah, I mean, I am going to try and get a bit more consistent with my streams as well, which I think will help. I know my streaming times are really awkward for a lot of people anyway. It was what works best for me. If my audience was in the UK like I am, then it wouldn't be so bad. But unfortunately, that's not the case. I mean, I say unfortunately, like, I'm happy with my audience. Like, the Tower is a great community. All I meant was it's unfortunate that like the time zone difference doesn't work so well for most people. Come on, give me the module I want. Nope. That's fair. Yeah, I'm going to try and get a bit more consistent with my streaming, which will really help. So, well, I say I'm going to be more consistent with the streaming. I'm going to be more consistent with planning, forward planning. Like this one, I gave plenty of forewarning. It was like most of the day that I'd set it up prior. But basically, excuse me, sorry. Going forward, I'm going to... Saturdays are going to be 8 PM full stop. If I can do it, there'll be some Saturdays that I can't. I'll have plans. It won't work out. But if I can, Saturdays 8 PM, so like this time, is when I'll be streaming always, and then Wednesdays it'll either be this time if I'm at work, if it's my scheduled day off, because I basically work 10-hour days so I can get a day off during the week. Then I would, so if it's on the Wednesday, I'd stream on the morning just because it gets the stream done out of the way whilst my wife's at work, and then I can basically sort other things out after. But I know the morning stream actually works quite well for some of my viewers as well. But to be fair, I feel like this 8 o'clock stream kind of works the best, but it's just if I've got the day off, it just works a bit better, personal life wise, to do it on the morning when I would be at work normally. So when I say like I do it in the morning, so it would be like, yeah, 12 hours ago is usually when I'd be streaming. So yeah, 11 hours earlier than when I started streaming, basically, is when I do it in the morning for me, which works when I'm not working. Otherwise, it'll always be this time. So the only times on a weekend when I wouldn't be able to, in fact, I think pretty much all the time I would be able to do the stream on Saturday. Shouldn't be bad. Shouldn't be so bad. Words. I mean, I will have a 3-week hiatus, but I'll come back strong. So I will still be able to play the tower at least whilst I'm away. I will be limited a bit. And when I say I'll be limited a bit, I literally mean like my data allowance will be limited. So I'll just be like check-in to start runs. I might have downtime during the day, so it will be very important for me to have. So I'll still make progress, just not as much. My baby towers will probably really drop in progress-wise over those 3 weeks. But that's in like what month? Fair enough. Yeah, 4 AM is a bit early. Yeah, that's in 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's still 11 weeks until I go on holiday. Jesus. But yeah, that's nothing to worry about for a while. Hey, Neo Paradise. How you doing? One thing that I haven't asked, which is the obvious thing to ask considering what I'm streaming, how's people tournaments gone? Hope you're having better luck than I am, having to run like my 3rd run just because I got 9 waves prior to where my goal was meant to be, and I didn't click quick enough. That happened last stream as well. I should have learned. I played this game and was enjoying it until I unlocked knockback. I had cheesy regen, retaliation, damage type build going, but knockback ruined my strategy when I unlocked it, and I couldn't stop it. So you can respec. Also, hang on, so you're doing regen, retaliation. Oh, so you're doing thorn regen. Knockback doesn't really stop that. If anything, it helps that build. In theory, knockback would help because you're slowing down the time between hits, so your regen does better. But also, you could just respec out of knockback if you didn't really want knockback. costs like 150 gems to respec, but if you don't have respec, it's also just a lab. I already researched it. No, workshop respec, 2.9 million. Shaggy's looking at 7th or 8th in gold, but about to rerun. Hope for 100+ waves. Maybe get 5th. Hopefully you get 5th. I'm hoping. I'm not gonna jinx it, but I am hoping to finally push through gold on. I'll say I'm not. It's not looking like I'm gonna make it. But actually, I think I might push through gold. Finally, again. Because I made it to platinum twice with my glass cannon. So it'd be nice to make it a 3rd time. You're at 675. I think I've got a softer bracket. I was going to say I've got a softer bracket, but Jesus Christ, how have they got so many high? Oh, right. They just shouldn't be in gold. Oh, mind. Aren't I tier 14 as well? I just realised. I was thinking, so many people that are in tier 14. No, I'm in tier 13. Yeah. Like, I'm up against some people which are higher tier than me. But to be fair, I could be in tier 14 if I just cheese it a little bit. Your tournament doesn't seem too bad. Good, good. Good. Not too bad. We'll take. Really shouldn't. I always have such bad posture when I stretch as well. I always like stretch and push my stomach out when I'm stretching. I've got a pot belly. Looks like I'm going to be 5th place in the championship with like 993. Pretty good. Tier 13 is wave 60 is your best. Might be able to do better. That's the thing. If I kept running, because of the way glass cannon works, I could potentially get tier 14 unlocked if I just kept on doing runs waiting for Death Defy to do its job. A lot of people do that, but I don't like doing that. If my build can't consistently do something, I'm not gonna do it. It's why I was actually a little bit upset with my like getting to wave 90, was it? Like if I'd actually unlocked tier 14, I'd have been annoyed because that wasn't on the build, that was on Fluke. So I'm just gonna wait off until I can actually kill bosses without them hitting me. Even if I just kill like 2 or 3 of the bosses without them hitting me, that's when I'm actually happy to be pushing up to the next tier with a glass cannon. I couldn't do bosses anymore. It knocked them off of my only good damage. I was immortal using the upgrades that auto unlock stuff was at the start of that research stuff. So, it was a long time ago. I just clicked on something. I don't know what. I'm just gonna drag around. Okay. But yeah, so couldn't do bosses anymore. Knockback doesn't affect bosses. But also, you most likely couldn't do bosses anymore because the game was getting you up to a higher point using the knockback. in my opinion. I could be completely wrong about this, but knockback reduces the amount of damage you take by keeping, like, look at all these enemies being knocked back, right? They're dying to orbs because that's the way that I've got it set up. So only bosses are getting through, so the bosses will be what kills you eventually. I have no idea why YouTube recommended it, but I'm glad you're here. But yeah, as far as I can understand, you were getting further in your runs and you were dying to bosses like everyone does. So bosses will pretty much always be what kills you, other than when you get much further and then you're getting killed by the elites, but then you find ways to stop elites, and then it goes back to just the bosses being able to kill you. And then you get to the point where you get fleets coming in at you, and then the fleets are what kill you, but mainly just the commander because they buff everything. Yeah, knockback does affect vampires, but vampires are the only thing that really have the issue. But then you just unlock garlic thorns, and then that solves that problem. Like, that's what this game's about at the end of the day, right? So what you do is you find out you've got a problem, and then you explore what you can do to fix it. And there's usually something you can research in a lab, or unlock with stones, or unlock with coins in your workshop that will fix the problem you've got, and you'll survive longer. And then you'll find there's a new problem, and then you've got to fix that problem. I think you're thinking of a different game. Special boss zones that are timed. There is no timed boss zones. You can undo it, you just have to find the right way to undo it. I have not once... I mean, I don't understand what everyone's talking about. I feel like I'm going crazy right now. I have not once had detriment from having knockback. I can understand knockback potentially causing an issue with vampires, but then you just get garlic thorns and vampires just that evaporate and are not an issue. And I also have no idea what you're talking about timed boss zones. There's never been bosses that are timed. Like, this game doesn't have timed features. It's literally just survive, full stop. Unless there was some sort of event that I missed. Yeah, I suppose newer. But to be fair, when I'm just thinking, when you're at like the point where you unlock knockback, it's very early. You don't come across vampires very often. They're quite rare. Oh well. I don't know. I'm not going to swear it. It's not my problem. In my opinion, it's a very niche problem, and it's very easy to fix. Like, at the end of the day, all you have to do is get more health. More health fixes that issue. Or more damage also fixes the issue. Oh no, I know you gain nothing. I'm just confused because I have played this game since 2023, and there's never been a timed boss that I'm aware of. That's all I was saying. I wasn't calling you out for being a liar. I was just saying I'm confused. I do not remember any sort of timed boss in the whole time that I've played this game. Yeah, Synapse, I agree. Vampires are a very niche enemy very early on. You get them like very rarely. And and you gain more from knockback. Knockback is such an amazing crowd control early game. I mean, just look at my tower on the left, right? The amount of enemies that aren't touching my tower because of knockback is insane. When you first get Blender going, man, that's progress. Yeah, Blender is an amazing experience. Like when you first get that massive progress. I mean, yeah, you can get past vampires without knockback, no issue. But also, the vampires are the only thing that knockback has a problem with. An early game, like tier 1, I think you have to get like to 3,000 waves before you start getting them or something. It's ridiculously high, probably over 1,000. Let's say 1,000 waves. Let's be kind. Before you start getting them, like at that point, you're doing amazing. You can go into higher tiers and like you can get to unlock Garlic Thorns. Like at the point where it's an issue, I feel like Garlic Thorns does get unlocked, so it becomes no longer an issue. But yes, I agree. That knockback does make vampires more deadly, so it is something that you technically have to be aware of. Okay. So yes, vampires can cause an issue when you have knockback, but it's niche and it's easily fixed. And I feel like the sort of mind you should have for this game is like, oh, knockback's ruined my build. Hey, can I remove it? No? I mean, yes, you can. Hey, can I remove it? Yes. How do I remove it? Research the lab so that you can respec. Yes, it costs 150 gems, but no, I know I don't click into knockback until I found a way to fix the issue that it created. And then you're like, okay, what's the best way to deal with vampires? And then you search in-game stuff, or you just continue without the knockback until you unlock Garlic Thorns. You're like, oh, what's this do? Oh, deals with vampires. So, and that's how this game works, right? And it's one of the reasons why I really enjoy playing this game. Critical thinking is so important in this game. And then obviously you have the internet where you can just search for things if you want, but I prefer the whole critical thinking side of it. Are we going to do any better this time? I'm not sure because my health regen's already dying off. My biggest issue is if my black holes start to drop. That's where I'm going to have an issue this time around. See, I thought Rays did nothing to me, but it actually turns out they were what's killing me when it said scatters were killing me. That was something that was really annoying. Yeah, it's easy enough to remove knockback to fix the problem until you find a way to fix the problem. Like this game lets you remove things. When you do, you get target priority. That's quite early as well. That's another way. See, there's many ways to fix it, and that's what I was saying about critical thinking. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, rays are a very high. I mean, I have no problem with rays now. Rays are just like decorative, which is quite fun. I can make them even more decorative as well. Costs 3 million coins and takes a couple of days to research. Well, also, if you're talking... Right, so 3 million's nothing for new players, can I just say. You do not encounter vampires, probably for your first week of the game. Like, they are a non-issue, in my opinion, for the first week. You may see 1 or 2 in your first week. And if you haven't been able to earn 3 million coins in your first week, you're doing it wrong. I'm sorry. I am being a bit harsh here, but it is a case of you're doing it wrong at that point. I do get it. I am saying the issue you're saying is an issue is not an issue. There is multiple ways to fix it, and it's so niche, it doesn't even stop you. Right, this is what I'm going to... Right, so I'm just going to end this whole debate right now with one simple comment. It does not stop your build from working. When you get killed by a vampire, you are so far in your run, it is an effective, good farming run. It might not be the best farming run you've done, but you've still earned coins, you've still progressed. People will always find something to complain about, for one. If you think it's an issue and it shouldn't be a thing and it's a problem, then you don't understand how gaming works, in my opinion. I'm being very harsh here, but if you have a problem with your progression, you have to find a way to fix it. Doesn't matter how difficult that is. You find a way to fix it. That is the whole fundamental of a game. Find a way to progress. I'm an old school gamer, though. I'm a sort of gamer that enjoys games that doesn't have paint telling you where you need to go. You figure out where you need to go. A lot of games nowadays just spoon feed, this is the path, this is the way. No. Play original Tomb Raider and find that you have to figure things out for yourself, because there is no, this is the path. Rant fixed. Ooh, slowing down now because we haven't used our second wind yet, but we're very close. Right, so people have issues with things always. It's how this game works. Early on, it's vampires, and then scatters, then rays, then fleets. Yeah, basically that's how it is. But yeah, as I was saying, rays are just decorative for me, pretty much, because the glory thing about rays is they do not have any multiplicative to health. They have the same health as basics, which is a glorious thing for me with my Chain Thunder, because it does percentage of the damage, so Chain Thunder reduces their damage. It is beautiful. The rays become a non-issue when you have Chain Thunder. On the plus side, I'm using Second Wind much later this time. Like what? I mean, I don't even mind the fact that I'm going off because Second Wind just popped. 172 is where I died last time. So 2 waves before 172, I use Second Wind. I'm happy with that. So we will go down to 1 times now, though. Yeah, knockback is still a pretty good one in my opinion. It moves you on to the next issue of the game that you've got to fix. Yeah, removing knockback is probably worse. And I think that's one thing that people don't understand. Like, when you create a fix for one problem, you are going to create another problem. That's how this game works. But your other problem is going to be further down the progress line. So I've managed to find something that's fixed multiple problems, which was my Chain Thunder. Like, Chain Thunder has fixed so many problems. It's not even funny, along with Smite. But bosses are now definitely the big problem because they have 20% 20 health times health. So Chain Thunder doesn't do anything to them. So then my next problem is finding a way to deal with bosses more, which is just going to be health and health regen, full stop. There's no damage reduction that I can do for just bosses or anything like that. And there's no way for me to kill bosses as EHP other than, I guess, get more wall thorns. That's going to be my fix. More thorn damage. I think you're very niche, Shaggy, is all I'm going to say with that one. It's surprising that it's hurt your build. If it's just because vampires are killing you, look at a way to fix vampires. You should be at a point where you can find a way to fix vampires. Like Synapse said, I mean, I know you said hurt your build and you were unlocking it too soon, so that's more past tense, but there is ways to fix it at the point that you would be at where it hurts your build, in my opinion. I mean, I don't remember having issues with them, but I feel like vampires were added at the point where I was already past them being an issue for my build. Because I started the game before they were added. So I do have a different experience to others, so I guess you are right. Apologies for getting a bit... I would say I'm more than debated. I kind of argued that point, so I do apologize. Like, I never really was at a point where I could have that. My new towers haven't had that issue either. Like, this baby tower, this glass cannon tower, both had knockback really early, and it's never really detrimented the builds. So, one tower that was in before, 2 new towers, not had problems. It's not affected my build having knockback. If anything, it's made my builds stronger. Like, it's what carried my glass cannon, in fact. My glass cannon grew so much quicker once I had knockback. So that's my experience with it. I've had 2 towers. That knockback has really helped. And then, yeah, that's another thing. That's a really good suggestion. Point, sorry, Synapse. So knockback perk killed my runs 100% of the time. That's the thing, that getting rid of knockback perk, it's again that's something that would actually be. So if knockback breaks your runs, make sure you get the perk to reduce knockback. That gets rid of it. And you can't say that you don't have perks because you get perks so early on in this game. Yes, all 3 of these screens I'm playing all at the same time. I have 3 towers. So I have my main tower, and then I have my baby EHP, which I've been playing since November last year, and then August last year for my baby glass cannon. This time I'm doing so much better. So what? We're still at 6 seconds ultimate weapon, so that's not so bad. Vampires are kind of the problem until you get wall. Even Garlic Thorns does not solve the problem, just pushes it down the road. Yeah, I get what you mean, because it does still like take 10 seconds to kill them, so it can be an issue. But yeah, wall does fix it. I mean, this one's a baby, right? It doesn't even have a real wall, but it's still not having issue with vampires. I mean, maybe a vampire is what kills me like really late down the line. But we'll see. I'll just double. In fact, I can double check. I know I ended that one myself. No, Scatter killed me on that one. Basic could have technically been, I guess. Fast. If we're saying vampire every time, I would say vampires are the issue. I ended that one early, duh. See, vampires aren't even my issue, and my wall dies in one hit. Yeah, so the vampires shut off your wall regen and life steal and basically any way to heal. And then they also drain your health. You used to be able to. I remember there used to be an encyclopedia right here. Enemies. So deals 2% of your tower's max health per second and disables all of its regen effects. So in theory, they can never kill you once you've got Garlic Thorns. Maxed. But wall, it doesn't turn off regen beforehand. Like the regen on the wall still turns off regen on your actual main health. It's just the wall health that doesn't turn off regen. 1/3 of your focus is on a tower that is over 330 days stronger than my max progress 2 years. It's like I'm an ant talking to a full tank. Oh, okay, so that one's finished. I mean, right, so you say 1/3 of my focus. That's not entirely accurate. So my main focus is always my main tower. The other two are just side focus. I need to be paying very much attention right now, though, because my wall is about to go down. That was the correct words, by the way, very much attention. Oh yeah, and that was a point as well. In fact, I'm going to pause it. Why am I pausing it? I can do Encyclopedia over here. This wants to be an overnight run. We'll do tier 2 run. I also need to change to my farming cards. Oh, my farming cards need sorting out. I'll stay with push for now. Yeah, so I still put most of my attention on my main tower, but the other two are there at the same time. Hey, Ajek.t, that's how I'm going to pronounce your name. I'm doing good. I've got to the point where I'll be getting keys today, so I'm happy with that. How are you doing today? How's your tournament going or gone? Or if you haven't run it, good luck with it. But nah, bro, all the love. I just think the game was pretty honest, and it's nice to play during loading screens of other games. Yeah, so this is a great background game. But it definitely is a very much a marathon game rather than a sprint. Like, this is a game to run in the background, not a game to put your full attention to, unless you want to run 3 at once. It is very much a long-term investment game. If you find an issue that's stopping your runs, or like you've done something that makes your run worse, you just kind of have to accept it and wait. Eek! I eeked. It's obviously going to get in towards my tower, but I'm going to demon mode. And then I might as well just go fast, because it doesn't matter now. Yeah, once you've sorted out so that the vampire's not a problem, it's literally no longer a problem. Played this game casual for like 5 years, then again on a new profile a couple of years ago. Most of my money came from missions and not runs. I mean, there is a point where a lot of your coins come from doing the missions and not the farming runs. That's just how this game goes. When I started playing this game again recently, I noticed this is not a casual game if you want to make real progress. It is actually technically a casual game. Well, it's casual in the aspect of, like, I make decent progress. I typically just do the first 100 waves of my run and then leave it. Like, I do not touch it for the other 5,600 waves, like, or 5,500 waves, sorry. So it is a case of it can be casual. You just have to have it running almost like 24/7. So is that really casual? It's not like as intense as playing like a MMO, but it definitely is. Critical thinking is important. 513 isn't bad. I should be solid in 15th place at least. There we go. I managed to make it. Yeah, so it's not that casual that you can just do it for a few minutes or a few hours, because you do have to have the game open for it to progress. That is one of the biggest downsides of this game, but that is why I have emulators. I say emulators. So yeah, these are technically emulators. No, actually the cloud. Well, I was thinking, is it really an emulator because it is a cloud phone? So technically, the operating system is a phone. It's not a emulator per se. It's a little bit different. But yeah, so that, like, these are literally just running 24/7, not even on my own computer. But yeah, Eject T. You're at platinum, slowly progressing. Currently at 9th, but I'm still improving. Hopefully you'll get through it. You're farming tier 10 around 7,500 waves. Nice, making good progress there. I used to, yeah. It's still, I mean, it's technically is still an emulator, in a way, but it's not an emulator in the aspect of. So it's not a physical phone. So yes, it's an emulator. We'll just leave it at that. But it's different to what's classed as an emulator per se. Because an emulator you run on your own computer and you have it running when your computer's on. I mean, technically, this is just an emulator on a different cloud computer, if you want to get all technical about it. So yeah, it's an emulator, let's say. Technically, it's not, but yeah, it's an emulator. For argument's sake, it's an emulator. We'll just. Right, so now I need to go back to how everything was beforehand. That was in the correct place. So this primary. And then we need MVN in primary. And then we equip this in assist. And then we unlock OA. Would have been amazing. And then we make sure everything's in here. And then we do our overnight run. Yeah, tier 15. Mind, how long's tier 15? Have a quick look. Tier 15 is only doing 6 hours. Tier 14 run's not going to be that great though, but it will last long enough. Don't have enough. No, I didn't. Down anymore. I think, is there anything else I can do before ending the stream? I think it is just put my farming run on and end the stream. So thank you everyone for checking in. It has been very enjoyable. You hit a point where you made lots of progress quickly, got the card system unlocked, and think I got to push through lots of stuff super quickly. But then I had my step back. I spat my. Yeah, that's the thing. Unfortunately, this game very much is a marathon. You get to the points where progress slows down so much it's not even funny, and you have to be okay with that to be able to stick with this game. So thank you everyone for tuning in. It has really been enjoyable. I love streaming my tournaments. It's why I've actually made the dedication to try and stream more. It also helps me out a bit with not having to record as many videos. It's a nice little cheat for me. I mean, I'll still try and release 3 videos a day. Jesus Christ, a week. But streaming just helps out that little bit more. and I always enjoy being able to actually have a conversation with you guys. It's a bit more back and forth rather than with my videos, just like replying in the comments, which I have a few comments to reply to. So good luck, everyone, in your tournaments. I hope you do as well as you were hoping that you would do today. I hope you all get enough stones to get your next upgrades. Servers that are just powerful computers. I mean, yes, they run on servers that are basically powerful computers, but it's the way that it just works a little bit different to an emulator. But I'm not going to get into that. Yeah, nice to speak to you, Adam Wilson. Good night, everyone, and I hope you all enjoy, and I hope you tune in again. As always, it's been a pleasure. I'll speak to you next time. Ciao for now.